Hi YouTube. What I'm about to tell you is the true story of how I got into cubing. Now not many people know this, but I was actually born in Lisbon, Portugal, during the invention of the internet in the 90s. I was a coarse child who mostly enjoyed my own company. Actually, you wouldn't believe it, but my first hobby was knitting. Even before I had a YouTube channel, like way back in the past. I even tried out for the Portuguese national knitting team and would have made it if it was not for this one girl named Brittany. She accidentally broke one of my knitting needles just before I was supposed to finish this great project in a timed period and present it to these judges, and the judges didn't believe me. I was devastated. I mean, I'm just thinking back on it. It just hurts. I remember that night clearly. I'm lying in bed. I've got some Coneheads bed sheets, thinking I'll never be able to show my scapula again in public. Like, you got that knitting needle action. Like, that shoulder muscle is really valuable. And from the corner of my room, something sparkled. At first, I couldn't see it because it was covered by my collection of beer steins. I have a huge collection of these. They're all still in box. This is from 2003. This is the Anheuser-Busch Beer Stein collection. And they're in box. You can see. Still with the original packaging to make sure that they are in pristine mint condition. And I only took this one out to show you. Just that much. I'm going to go put it back as soon as this video is done. But then I look closer. A Rubik's Cube. One of these. I turned them into Siamese cubes. My uncle had given it to me years ago at my anniversary. He was a funny guy, Uncle Ebenezer. He'd been a janitor his whole life, but got fired for supposedly being too good at his job. But I'll never forget what he told me that day. He said, "No pain, no grain." I didn't get it at the time. And actually, I still don't. The sad thing is, he passed away 17 days later. So these cubes are the only memory I have of him. And it was there in that moment, alone in my bedroom, that I decided I was going to be the best cuber in Portugal. Of course, I had no idea how to solve that thing. And keep in mind, Steve Wozniak hadn't invented YouTube yet. So I turned to the only place I could, my school's internet chat rooms. Can anyone help me solve the Rubik's Cube? I typed and waited. And waited. 12 seconds passed. And still no reply. 12 seconds passed. And still no reply. Until one day, there it was. A message from Big B99, Eric Zhao. He introduced me to the concept of CFOB. Although instead of calling it a cross, he used to say to make a canteen. I don't really understand what he meant by that. Go figure. I still remember my first solve, which happened in my mudroom. It took 94 minutes, but I didn't care. I'd solved it, and I kept doing it over and over again. I cubed on the bullet train. I cubed during our family vacation to Martinsburg, West Virginia. I even cubed when I was in the hospital with chicken liver allergies. And every time I hit a milestone, I'd get back in the chat room and share my success with Big B99. It wasn't long before I hit sub 1 minute, then sub 30 seconds, sub 20. And slowly the school in my neighborhood started to notice. I even made it to the front page of the Daily Notebook. And then Big B99 recommended that I try competing in an official WCA competition. I thought he was joking, but he was as serious as a squirrel swimming in a modified wooden Badlands plateau. And so I attended my first comp, Square Fest 2009. I couldn't believe what I saw. Cubers everywhere, turning puzzles of all kinds. I even met Jaden McNeil. Well, I met his mom, and she secretly gave me his headphones. Good times. And even though the pressure was high, I was on fire. I made it through to the second round of 3x3 and then in the finals. This is one of the only comps I've been to with prize money as well. $6,889 for the winner. And in the final round of the competition, I choked. I choked like a professor climbing a tree while pretending to be a fish. I was humiliated. It felt like knitting all over again. I ran home, I threw my cube in the trash, and I didn't go out for the next 3 hours. I'm an extrovert. 3 hours is a nightmare. And then my computer lit up. It was Big B99. He wrote, "Are you going to do this every time you get knocked down? Crawl in a hole just like Gwyneth Paltrow did?" Then out of the blue, he quoted these lyrics from my favorite song. "I don't want to settle one bit. Bet that I'm going to battle for somebody, but if I look at what we got in a catch rot, then I'm going to come in with a hatchet and I'll cut it down quick." And instantly I knew if I was going to be the greatest cuber in Portugal, I had to fight for it. I typed a reply. "Tashek Kular. Can I meet you in person? School gym, 3 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be the one holding Jaden McNeil's headphones." I waited all afternoon in the school gym, but no one showed up. And then, just as I was about to leave, suddenly I heard a raspy voice behind me. "You still got that cube?" Eyes wide open. I turned slowly, and you would never believe who I saw. And that's the true story of how I got into cubing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give me a like. If you have no idea what's going on, that's fine. Happy April Fools, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm assuming that this is not the only one of these videos you've seen about great Mad Libs. Happy April Fools.